We got another episode today of Grant Stankfeld's mommy issues with the Wicked Witch of Washington. Now, this looks like a sevener. This doesn't look like, you can't, with the people with the thing, hold on. I don't think, okay. No, black on Facebook. Good God. Thanks for whoever snatched that up. Thank you. Jesus. The number of folks that are like selling miracle cures on Facebook. Jesus. Buzz off. By the way, anybody watches my show or likes my show or sees my show or visits my show on Facebook or YouTube or anywhere else, if you see in the comments or chats someone advertising, like oleander or a witch doctor, tell them to fuck off, please. Thank you. And then anybody who's in the who's got moderating stuff, please broom them as quickly as possible. I'd rather not have my regular viewers poisoned in a moment of weakness. I'm truly the Punisher today. So here, I want to see what Stankfeld's problem is. And I think he has Don Jr. on. Yeah, Trump Jr. torches Cheney. Oh yeah, I bet she's shaking her boot. Pelosi and their useful idiots in Congress. Stankfeld on Newsmax. Give it to him, Stank.
McCarthy announced he's going to call his own investigation into January 6th. This
means OJ's going to be on it. Some dude named Ted Bundy is going to, he's going to drive back to Colorado and ask some tough questions.
Now, it's true. Republicans will lack subpoena power.
Yes, but they don't want it. I mean, who gives a shit if you don't have subpoena power if you don't want to subpoena anyone?
Ability to compel witnesses to testify. But there are plenty of witnesses eager to tell their story.
Witnesses.
Stories like the people who've appeared on this network, Newsmax.
It was grandmas, it was children, it was dogs, and
It was grandmas, it was children, it was dogs. Fuck, I knew that the January 6th insurrection was bad, but I had no idea what they were eating.
It's being portrayed like we're some kind of terrorists.
Not only did I not get violent, I did what I could to help officers at certain points.
Why would you need to help officers if it wasn't fucking violent, you dolt?
Time we got out, the raids had already taken place inside the Capitol.
The way that we were treated was unconstitutional and inappropriate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you beaten like Rodney King and, just stand there watching Trump's speech and a bunch of UN shock troops rolled through and kicked your ass? What the fuck?
Well, those are stories that need to be told.
No, they don't. They were told on your network. They're still just stories. I like the guy in the middle, though, who can somehow explain to the other two people you had on why he had to help cops if everyone was nice, if it was grandma, dogs, and children.
Not just on Newsmax, but officially in the congressional record to counter the fake news we will most certainly get from Nancy Pelosi and her sham of a select committee. Well, joining me now for his reaction to all of
oh boy,
this is the executive vice president of the Trump Organization. Donald Trump Jr. is with us. Don, welcome.
He's live from the closed dining area at Mar-a-Lago, Bedminster.
Good to be with you. How are you?
How are you, guys?
I'm good.
How is the roadshow of Die Hard? Is it tough dying every night?
Good, Don. I wish it was in better circumstances, but...
What could be better? They just arrested two more of his dad's buddies.
What do you make of Nancy Pelosi's moves today?
Well, listen, dictators are going to dictate. That's what they do.
That brings up something. How does his dictate? Sorry.
You see how the left has responded to everything. They want a one-sided narrative. You would think.
Why would they have, if they wanted a one-sided narrative, why would they allow three of the guys that he wanted on there? Was Kevin McCarthy putting three guys who supported the Democratic narrative on that thing? If so, why? Why are you not attacking Kevin McCarthy right now for three of the five people he suggested putting on the committee being supportive of Nancy Pelosi's plan to destroy America?
Think with mainstream media on their side, with big tech on their side.
Well, they're not on our side, obviously. We took them over. We control them, like puppet masters. We rule and run everything. I mean, it's amazing how easy it was. You know what I mean? It was pretty hard for a long time. And then your dad became president, and then it was like, we got this shit. Nothing could be easier.
You would think that would be enough of an advantage, but the fact that Nancy Pelosi would literally kick off the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee off of this, Jim Jordan, the leader of the largest, caucus in the House.
Yeah, ironically.
Off of their Jim Banks, but still have a known liar like Adam Schiff, arguably the biggest liar in the history of the United States Congress, for 4 years.
Well, that's saying a lot. Citation needed.
We heard about how he had seen with his own eyes the evidence of Russia collusion.
Yeah, he has. I mean, that is actually continuing to come out. You do realize there was a big story today about the Mueller investigation, outsourcing certain investigations that weren't covered in this, but that he knew he couldn't indict because of Bill Barr. He actually put those out so that's what you're seeing from the SDNY and those folks, because he knew Bill Barr wouldn't allow him to actually indict your dad, and that's what's rolling out. That's where the whole shit with Tom Barack is coming from.
He gets up there. He leaked during my testimony when I did 30 hours in front of various committees, whether it be House or Senate, about what they all knew was total nonsense. So this is what authoritarians do.
Wait, if he leaked it, it's true.
They want to make sure there's only one side of the argument. There's only one.
Well, if she wants that, she's doing a shitty job. She should have kicked off all 5. I think you make a great case. Nancy Pelosi, you are terrible at creating a one-sided narrative. Why the fuck would you allow the other 3 on? One of them even voted against the certification of the election. Why would you let that guy on? And you only kicked 2 of them? Nancy Pelosi's terrible.
One opinion to be had.
Yeah, don't forget. Thanks, 301 likes. Look, don't forget to give a thumbs up and a like, subscribe, and all that. Patreon.com/HalSparks. Help us out. Yay. Thanks very much. Okay, that's my ad.
And again, they will have the mainstream media carry their nonsense narrative. Social media will do.
And you'll have I guess if they're the mainstream now, so that would make Newsmax the lamestream media. I mean, I actually do think that's an apt name. You know what I mean? Like, that's lame. It kind of works with Newsmax.
Will do what it can to suppress the other side, and that's what.
Well, apparently what it can do to suppress the other side is kick 2 people off, not all of them, and then Kevin McCarthy will do all the hard work of suppressing the rest of the group.
What we're doing, we are devolving into what we hate about Russia or communist China and all of the things that we hold.
Our dams are falling apart and we have no other industries.
Near and dear in America in terms of free speech, in terms of equality, are down the tubes. Only one way. You don't see the same stuff happening to Hunter Biden. You don't see anyone questioning whether Adam Schiff should really be on there, given the nonsense that he's perpetrated on the American people and the lies he's told.
Well, he didn't actually take pictures with the Stop the Steal people that were at the Capitol that day. So that would be kind of the, again, this kind of like goes back to the whole, like, if they come for Nathan Bedford Forrest or Robert E. Lee, they're going to come for, George Washington. And it's like, no, actually, you can't tag George Washington with the guys who actually fought to keep slavery. See,
told for the last few years, but I'm really glad that Kevin McCarthy is pushing back and calling this what it is.
He's not pushing back. He retreated. That's what this is. Chicken shit McCarthy took his ball and went home. And I do mean ball. They left. They didn't fight. They just ditched out. If he was fighting, he could have gone, all right, well, I'll pick 2 more people. Kick them off. I'll pick 2 more people. Kick them off. Doesn't matter who's on our team. We know we're going to ask the right questions. The Democrats have a narrative, and the Republicans are going to push back against that narrative, and we are united. The reality is that Kevin McCarthy doesn't have 2 more Jim Banks and Jim Jordans to pull from. The rest of his caucus is going, fuck that. I'm not going anywhere near that bullshit, because you're going to make me go in there every day and defend people who gouged out the eye of a cop.
it is that he's withdrawing the Republicans so they can keep
Yes, it's a brave withdrawal. Now do Afghanistan.
doing their witch hunt because they're going to do it one way or the other anyway. So Kevin McCarthy, it's good to see.
So if they're going to do it one way or another, don't you benefit from having more people there? Does it matter? If they're going to do it anyways, why do you need Jim Jordan and Jim Banks? It's going to happen, so why don't you put 2 more people in there, you chicken shit?
Republicans actually fighting back on the lies and on the nonsense.
Well, not to get you more upset, Don, but
I need to ask you a question. How do you grow a beard and your chin gets smaller?
I want to play you a soundbite from a so-called Republican that Nancy Pelosi appointed this committee, and that is, of course, Liz Cheney. Listen to what she had to say today.
Yes. 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 That is super weird. Wait, watch that again.
And that is, of course, Liz Cheney. Listen to what she had to say today.
The rhetoric that we have heard from the minority leader is disingenuous. At every opportunity,
Are you not going to play the full clip, Stankfield? You scared of Liz Cheney?
minority leader has attempted to prevent the American people from understanding what happened, to block this investigation. She objected to 2, one of whom may well be a material witness to events that led to that day, that led to January 6th. The other, who disqualified himself by his comments in particular over the last 24 hours, demonstrating that he is not taking this seriously.
Don, I'm going to tell you something. Listening to her makes me sick to my stomach. She's
Good, let's replay it.
dangerous for America.
She's dangerous for America.
Certainly dangerous for the Republican Party. And
Well, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, I mean, please, Republicans can't be trusted, Rhino.
I don't know why Kevin McCarthy hasn't stripped her already of every single committee assignment she has.
Because she has seniority and she actually has earned it and she's valuable to, I mean, she's still a conservative and she still, you know, when it comes to budgetary shit, she's still in line with the principles of the party. She just isn't going to carry his balls.
Well, she's lost her role in leadership, and that was a long time coming. They got that done. She's probably never going to win something else because she's clearly not willing to represent the people of Wyoming, arguably the most conservative state in the union.
Yeah, the state with like less than 1 million people and 2 senators.
Overwhelmingly pro-Trump. She's decided that there's a
Overwhelmingly pro-Cheney.
better business model to be anti-Republican. That way she can get a little attention from the left. The media will love her. They'll give her a role on CNN when she inevitably loses her job in Congress. That's what it is. She might...
You mad you didn't get so you didn't get the CNN gig. Is that what you're telling us, Don?
might as well be a Democrat. With Republicans like that, you don't need Democrats because...
Yeah, totally, absolutely. I don't even know if you could trust any Republicans right now, Don. I would put up a list on the board and start doing like a ranking of who's trustworthy and who's not, and just start on the premise that they're not.
Because they will do their bidding. So she'll find the 1 or 2 useful idiots in Congress. Nancy Pelosi will.
Well, it's obviously easier to find useless idiots on your side of the aisle, but okay.
They'll empower them to make it seem like it's bipartisan. They'll be
Little bunny ears.
running around and saying it's a bipartisan committee.
Second grouping of bunny ears.
Because you got Liz Cheney and Adam Schiff. Give me a break. No one is this stupid, but they're still going to try to pull the wool over the eyes.
Your father is, for the record. I would just like to, and Eric and you.
Of the American people.
And Stankfield.
But what's really nice
and Greg Kelly
is the American
and Tucker Carlson and Jimmy Dore.
People have been watching. They've been watching this administration and the Democrats for the last 6 months.
And they have a higher opinion of Joe Biden and the administration than they did of your dad at the highest point in his presidency.
And all the things that we were told, this administration is not going to be radical.
Yeah, not particularly.
Everything's going to be fine.
It kind of is. I mean, there's obviously still some stuff to clean up. Your dad was a bull in a china shop.
We're not going to hurt energy in America.
We didn't.
We're not going to end pipelines. We would never...
Pipelines?
We're not going to hurt energy in America. We're not going to end pipelines. We would...
Pipelines. That's what it is. Pipelines. My bad.
Never do these things. We'll
never do these things with pipelines. Is that what it is? Is he smoking citrus again?
Not going to start up wars in the Middle East again and create a...
We're pulling out of Afghanistan, and the only people who voted against basically speeding up the visa process for the Afghans that helped us are Republicans.
Disaster there, and they've been watching, and they're realizing now that they've been lied to. And then they realize that the administration, it will be very patronizing to them, like telling them they're saving 16 cents at their 4th of July barbecue.
Really, we're back to this. This is his hammer point. That we've seen, what, 4 speeches and 2 interviews, and he brings this shit up every time?
When everyone with a brain realizes that if you
drive to the end of your driveway,
start your car and drive about 2.5 feet down your driveway, that 16 cents is gone because of stupid policies by...
Well, no, that's money that you would have spent anyway.
By radical Democrats.
Stupid policies by radical Democrats. The cost of gas went up, not only because it's seasonally adjusted and people are driving again, but the gas you're talking about specifically is because of the pipeline hack, which happened to a private industry, and Biden put together a ransomware task force, and it's partly responsible for the dip in Bitcoin, which I know has been very depressing for you in the last little bit, because criminals all over the world realized you can't hide your money there anymore.
This administration's not the moderate administration that the American public was sold by the Democrats, by the mainstream media, and social media. It's the most radical administration probably in American history.
Probably, yeah.
And
since the Revolutionary War, anyway.
Or
since some of those assholes wanted to stop slavery. That was pretty radical.
We're reaping those results. We are seeing the rewards, and they're not so good for the American people. They've been a disaster on every front. And
a disaster on every front. Because, jobless claims and unemployment improving, and, of course, a jump in housing sales and consumer confidence going up. It's all terrible.
And Americans get it.
Yeah, the one policy that I think that people are really reeling from is this idea that people shouldn't get vaccinated because of nanobots and what have you. And those people are leading to a spike in cases across the country, especially in young people who, as yet haven't or can't get vaccinated, and concerned for very young children because of the Delta variant. And your dad's followers and the people who watch Newsmax are behind all that. So that would be a policy. That would be what I would call a policy holdover.
Look, you warned the people about it. We warned the people about it. Your father warned the people about it, and it's all coming to fruition now.
Yeah, eventually.
I think it'll be overwhelming in 2022.
Yeah, by the time it'll be here by 2022. Keep saying things are shitty. It's like The Secret turned evil.
Don, the attacks are never going to stop coming. I don't think ever. I think even if your father wins a second term, I don't think they're ever going to.
Yes. Yeah, I promise I will stop attacking Donald Trump if he wins a second term. Right after that happens.
Stop, but I just want to say on behalf of all of us, thank you for keeping up the fight, and thank your father for keeping up the fight.
Yeah, thank your father, and thank him for that weird coke jaw
I just
thing
want
you're
to say
doing.
on behalf of all of us, thank you for keeping up the fight, and thank your father for keeping up the fight as well, your entire family. Don, thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it, and we will keep fighting. That I can assure you.
That I can assure you.
Just watch
Deep voice, because people were pointing out the fact that I sound like a baby in all of my videos. And so, yeah, I'm going to start going, guys.